5, 4, 3, ignition, 1. Liftoff confirmed. We have liftoff.
We are gathered here today to remember the Kerbal that was, perhaps, the best of us. I could go on with sonorous but ultimately empty platitudes. To begin, I would first like to tell you a story about a young Kerbal named Jebediah.
I see the stars have taken my attention away from you, Osman. What price are they asking for its return?
Oh, I was just thinking about what you said about the Kraken's power. What exactly can it do?
We aren't sure, but we know it can greatly enhance the abilities of Kerbals. Space exists to test it on a large population, somewhat safely. We're still dealing with some of the side effects like spaghettification.
Spaghettification?
It's a phenomenon the known laws of science can't explain, and, unfortunately, the most common way Kerbals meet the Kraken. When an artifact-exposed Kerbal hits the ground headfirst, very hard, their body stretches and goes wild before death.
Intriguing, if a bit mortifying. How did you find out about this? Not by smashing Kerbals against a wall to see what would happen, I hope.
We were doing a challenge run from Mimus to the Mun with some new agents. They had to prove themselves by using spare parts to assemble a light craft and push it with the EVA packs. I won't bore you with the details, but the fools soon had us descending far too fast to correct, so I told those failures to abandon ship and bailed. One of them had his EVA pack stop working on the way down. I watched him hit the surface of the Mun at over 100 meters a second.
What a waste of talent. New agents aren't easy to come by.
It was their own fault, and we need to weed out those not fit to advance. Anyways, it was quite fascinating as his body squeezed and stretched to over 100 meters long, before finally becoming nothing but a cloud of pathetic dust. If only we could have recovered something intact of him. To help other Kerbals, of course.
Of course. Are you sure it's wise to do this on such a large scale, so early? I'm eager to get started, but it seems a bit risky with these sorts of side effects to turn unsuspecting Kerbals into our little experiments.
I am no fan of making Kerbals suffer, Osman, but we must continue our research. I, for one, would enjoy being immortal. Suppose I were in a crash like the one Jeb had.
That is a very good point. Did we really have to kill him? I'm sure with the right convincing he would have joined us, perhaps as my advisor. He was a hero to Kerbal kind after all, and we just obliterated him.
Osman. It was necessary. We must complete the ascension. Now, please, accompany our friends. They're coming on the Eris, which should be arriving soon.
see you have a problem. My creators were very careful when they bound me, and their failsafe countdown has already begun. You need to increase your pace. I cannot grant your organization much knowledge if I am strangled in my cradle.
Surely you can give me some more information. We only have so many Kerbals we can sacrifice. You still haven't told us why the artifacts bound you, why they're spread around the solar system, or even who did it.
Such questions are unnecessary. I grant life, and I can take it. I will not entertain your doubts any further. You will release me, as you have no choice in the matter. The authorities on Kerbin would lock you away forever if they found out what you're doing. But I would kill you long before that. Even in my cradle, I am quite deadly.
In the early days of our exploration and colonization, Kerbal kind was divided. I know many will tell you we were constantly on the brink of war, or that we simply had a cordial coexistence. But the truth is more complicated. The Soviet Union thought of exploration more as a way to expand their influence, while my people in the United Kerbdom thought of it as a chance to expand the limits of what Kerbals could do. At times, we were secretive and conniving, too afraid of each other's different goals to cooperate and truly unravel the mysteries of the system. A few times, had things gone slightly worse, we might have gone to the extent of annihilating each other. Jebediah saw this as the true enemy rather than the Soviets, and he organized the first joint mission. Thanks to his work, we are now on the long path to Kerbal unification. Chadbert, how do you do it? Smiling and laughing like everything's a party after what we did to Jeb. I'm quite happy obtaining my new position, but I'm finding it hard to look Kerbals in the eye.
I miss Jeb as much as anyone, Osman, but I can't stop living. You got into this, and you're gonna have to accept there are gonna be sacrifices, or else it'll tear you up inside.
Fine. But don't you think it's gotten rather far? Sidory almost seemed happy we had to kill Jeb. What kind of Kerbals are we if we kill a hero for some far-off pursuit we have nothing to show for?
Osman, we aren't butchers. Hero or not, it's just one Kerbal, and we'll get results soon. You just need more faith. Besides, you have to grin and bear it when things are bad. It's life.
It's life? It's life? What is living if all that we have is these trivial pursuits? A fake smile and a hollow, friendly demeanor. Handling the public here has been really making me reflect on this, and I sometimes wake up shaking with fear, barely remembering a vague dream with the faces of Kerbals, watching me, judging me. They know. Do you really expect me to just smile and wave like a damn princess?
Yes, we expect you to do your job. You have the capacity for greatness. That's why you're in NES to begin with. You just have to withstand it for a little longer, and we will accomplish that greatness.
Will we? Will we really? I think we will be kingmakers, giving power to a select few to control the whole solar system. Oh yes, we'll benefit Kerbal kind. What's left of it, anyway. All hail Sidory Kerman, the uplifter of the stars. And then one day we take over the other systems too, with the power of the artifacts behind us. Isn't that great?
Mixing up your fantasies with your fears, are you? We're not all as hungry for power, Osman, and even you wouldn't be a dictator. Osman has been having doubts, and it could be a problem if it keeps up. We can't have him locked away in his office for days at a time when we need him as a figurehead, and we definitely can't have him questioning his loyalties.
I've noticed it too. Even his voice makes his indecision plain as day, and people will notice it. I'm amazed we initiated him in the first place.
Oh, he's just been stricken with a sudden case of morality. He still believes good and evil exist. I pity the fool that he is, but he'll learn sooner or later. Thankfully for his image, only 1 in a million Kerbals have the penchant for mind reading, I guess you could say, that you do, Janet. Maybe we could change that with the artifacts, or even enhance your abilities so that you could truly read minds. How has the testing with the artifacts proceeded, Chatbot?
We're in desperate need of more data. Unfortunately, our little explosion meant none of Jebediah's body was recovered. Who knows what secrets it held? He definitely had become a better pilot. I'd certainly like to see what the artifacts would do to you, Janet, but we can't waste good test subjects before we know the principles behind spaghettification and other oddities.
And what about new members? Have you noticed anyone who would make good candidates?
Bob and Bill are possibilities. Bob in particular seems promising, and I will be doing my best to indoctrinate him, with your blessing, of course.
I have a blessing of my own to request. I think I can take care of keeping Osmond in line.
Of course. Bob and Bill will either be our 2 greatest allies or 2 greatest enemies, and we couldn't have Osmond pulling them astray. Good luck, both of you.
Ares re-entry. Undocking sequence complete. Ares re-entry. Contact Duna orbital at 221.51. 221.51. Ares re-entry. Good day. Orbital, Ares re-entry. Requesting vectors.
Let it go, Osmond. He was a liability and you're in charge now. Isn't that what you wanted?
Am I in charge? Am I really? Or am I a puppet, Janet? A mere marionette forced to dance for a shadowy figure with unknowable aims.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth, Osmond. We've given you more power than you could have ever gotten on your own. You will do what Sidory says, or it's my job to make you.
Very well. He doesn't seem interested in micromanaging me, so I suppose I'll have the most freedom I've ever had. But this senseless killing is a high price to pay, and I don't have to be comfortable with it. Sidory's promises better be fulfilled.
Oh, they will be.